Yo, what's good, people? Happy Monday to you. Hope you're all doing well, had a good weekend, all that jazz. Today's intro music is a library patch, actually, from the Blocks Primes folder inside of Reaktor. It's a lead called Analog Cascade, and I've just altered a few things. So today, we're going to get back into some creature sound design because Halloween is coming, and we've got to make more freaky sounds, or else people can't be properly freaked out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I am going to kind of reorient myself, remind myself where I was with some of this stuff. And I know that I bounced a fair bit on the one day that we did this together recently. And I also have, I think, a folder of sounds that I recorded with y'all like a year ago or something that we will also process. Should be good. Hey, Beck, how are you? Bunch, bunch, bunch. Respect the gazelle. Thank you, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Masters by Iggy in the chat. Sonic Genius / Hero if you need something mixed down or mastered. He is your guy. Anybody working on fun stuff this week? I'm going to go ahead and kill this modular stuff in the background here. And I'm going to pull up some of these creature sounds and get myself into the right headspace. We made some heavy breathing, some exhales, and some inhales, and some inhales and exhales together, and some rattly stuff, because that's just way more freaky, and did some in and out on that too. And I was sick that day, so I made some weird chittering sounds that were super gross and freaky. Yeah, they're just absolutely disgusting. So, of course, you have to rattle some of those too, because that makes it so much worse. Yeah, it just kind of gets you, right? And then some growls. Some small growls. And those got rattled. Again, just freakier. It just, they're gonna eat us, right? And then some hissing. Yeah, and rattled those too. Alright, so, I'm not sure if we actually need to dip back into this project or not. I kind of feel like we probably got a lot of stuff out of it already. Which makes me think that we should go back in time. Last year, around this time, well, it was earlier in the year, but it was leading up to spooky season. There was a bunch of stuff made. And we didn't actually fully mix it all down. We got pulled into a little side quest, if I remember correctly. But there's like almost a couple hundred sounds here, and I bet some of them are garbage, but I bet some of them are good too. So why don't we go through this process together of kind of dusting off a crate of sounds and figuring out how to figure out like what is worthwhile and what isn't, bin everything that isn't, and then keep everything that is and start beefing it up, because these like that definitely wouldn't scare anyone, so we have to make that big. Yeah. Blackberry's here. Welcome in, Blackberry. How you doing, homie? Liv, how are you? You have a good weekend? Nice, Iggy. Sitting down for some meal time with us. What is your good news, Becky? I need to catch up on chat here. Nice, Jafar. Continuing on with the beard trimmer contact instrument. Becky, this is great. Yeah, it's good news. Absolutely. Nice, Liv. Good news all around. Bonch, you're doing well over there? Saf, welcome in. Oh wait, is there like video footage of Liv getting down? Y'all are gonna entice me back into the socials. Yeah, these sound so totally flat and lifeless, right? All right, so yeah, right. Where is that video? Where is that video? Cough it up, Liv. Becky, I'm really happy for you. I hope that the wait is swift. I hope it is swift. Oh no, I meant y'all are gonna like entice me back into like social platforms, like scrolling, seeing what y'all are up to. All right, let's bring all of these in, and we're just gonna do this curation process inside of Logic here. Um, and I kind of want to get lucky, and maybe just put everything onto one track, see what it all sounds like processed just one way, see if we can get one huge batch out very quickly, and then start getting a little bit more creative and selective. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to bring everything in on one track. Of course, this makes it really hard for them to be heard with some space around them, but it's okay. We'll just do this. We'll just do this. Why not? What's the worst that could possibly happen? Putting 200 sounds on one track. It's a great idea. There they are. All right, so we've got all of these sounds. I wonder how much. There's a little silence hanging at the end of some of these. So I think what we're going to do is this is going to sound a little nuts, but we're just going to create a new audio file out of all of these. And then I'm going to strip silence on it. It'll be way easier than me going through 200 individual tracks and chopping them all manually. So we started with 184. Yeah, so 184. So that's our target number that we're going for here. Oh. This might be a little messy. 183, 186. Maybe we'll just leave it like this. It's hard to see with great accuracy. But I bet for the most part we've got some decent chopping happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. But look, it's like chopped all of these for us. We've got a little bit of space between our files. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, these are fine. They're not impressive yet, but... Oh, those both sound weird. But okay. We'll just chop that one. And let's see if there's anything else we don't like in here. Something going on here. What's this? Alright, we'll kick this one to the curb. Ah! Where was I? There we are. Take that one out. Okay, there's another one. That one sounded all sorts of weird. Okay, cool. So for the most part, it did a pretty good job. All right, let's do this one here. Cool. Not sure what's going on with this one. These two are actually just one, so we'll get rid of that and we'll drag this out. All of these look pretty normal. Oh, here's two. All right, this. These look fairly normal. This looks a little long here. Oof. All right. Is this all one here? Okay, I think these all look, for the most part, pretty all right. Let's start seeing if we can tease some kind of detail out of these, because they sound super flat and unimpressive. And if we can't get something really nice out of them in the next, like, 5 minutes, we're going to start some fresh recordings. Yeah, OTT, let's go indeed, right? Salmon sprouts and lentils for dinner. Nice. Oh yeah, salmon is so good. Where would we be without salmon? Man. Oh man, a good batch of chili is like a big warm hug. I've already started cooking some of the like constant fall recipes, but you know what? It's been a little difficult. Today is the first time I'm actually seeing like cloud cover in the sky since the beginning of summer when we had all of that rain. It's been mid 80s each day, and we're like halfway through October, but I'm kind of hoping that these clouds stick around and that the heat kind of goes away so I can start making some more stuff. It doesn't feel right eating, you know, like a 20 bean soup or something when it's like 85 degrees. You know what I mean? We normally have clouds every single day. Back, we have like very similar weather patterns um, as you normally, but this is, I don't know what's normal. So, all right, we're going to bring this back to around 50 or so and cap it. That's pretty close. I'm going to give it just a little bit of edge before we put it through our friend OTT. That should tell us if we're going to have an easy or difficult time trying to find some definition. This still sounds mostly like garbage, though. Let's see what OTT does. Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to add like all of this noise. All right, so less downward. All right, so let's help the cause by putting a little fade in and out here. We'll put a little more on the back side. See, some of that air can be used as like breath. Maybe it won't be too bad. All right, most of these, I think we can actually find a little better definition in. But there is a bit of drop off on these sounds. Kind of wondering how big of a fade we can get away with some of these. Oh shoot, these are laughs here. So what we should do on these probably is we'll zero out these. And we'll join 4 at a time. Okay, and now these should play as laughs. It doesn't really play very well though, does it? Maybe we're missing the transient here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of either of those. Those sound like completely fake. So we're just gonna get rid of those. All right, so how to deal with the noise. Wow, some of these are just gonna be god awful with the OTT. We'll have to do this a little bit more manually. So let's get our fade out up to 1 second and work our way back. OTT ate my hamster. You felt us fire up OTT, and you're like, man, I got to go see what these guys are up to. How you doing, Terry? All right, so these guys all, like, I'm just going to make some visual adjustments here. This guy is a fair bit. These guys here look a little spicy. Bring them down a bit. These are just like sweeping changes based solely off of the visuals here. So I am not making like surgical maneuvers here by any means. Okay, we're going to bring down these guys en masse. And now we're just going to kind of scoot backwards here and make any other adjustments just to bring them in line a bit more visually here. And some of these can come down. I'd so much rather start with a little less amplitude on something than to have to deal with something sounding blown out. And when you've got a couple few hundred files that you're working on at the same time, it's usually a struggle to get the more subtle profiles. So I oftentimes will just take down the input gain on stuff all over the place. Make it easier on myself. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of all of the OTT stuff that I'm hearing right now, but I'm going to keep moving and just see exactly where this ends up. I can easily go back and start subbing things out in the chain. I'm just going to move my overdrive to after OTT really quick. And then again, above it, curious about these lower sounds. Okay. Okay. Let's get some space on this. And we're gonna make these a bit wider. Let's see here. How do we want to do that? Let's do it with a do it with a stereo delay. And we're just gonna take this yeah, let's just take this out of tempo sync and bring this way back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay the right side a little bit longer than the left side. So then that's going to feel like it's kind of weighting it towards the right side. But then I'm going to allow a little bit more of the higher frequencies through on the left side and a little bit lower frequencies through on the right side. So the perception will be mostly kind of right down the middle. We'll do just a small amount of crossfade between them. Get a little bit of bleed in there. Take back our feedback quite a bit. That one doesn't really sound great. It's all right. We will continue our curation process as we move through this. All right, so we're going to move this maybe not into a large space, but maybe a medium space for this batch. I'm just going to remind myself really quick, give my ears a quick check-in on these. Wait, where are they? These guys. So we bounced already. I want slightly different profiles. Okay. Skin drum or stone wall? 'Tis the question. Let's just listen to these. That's the stone wall. This is the skin drum. I think the skin drum is going to win this battle. So I'm just going to wrangle in my frequencies really quick, and then we'll bring back our dry signal. Okay, that's close. I'm going to take just a little dip out of the middle. So we're not sacrificing a bunch of the kind of mid-range details in some of these sounds. I'm going to bias it just maybe just south of 500. And give that a quick listen. And then we're going to do a small amount of pre-delay and bring our dry back in. Find some balance here. Those don't sound very good. Paul, hi, bye. I need to go do my booster again too. All right, so we've got this first EQ in here. I'm going to turn everything off for just a sec and start working on just the EQ here. It's got to be incredibly generic, the EQ profile used here. Seeing how we're going to do one big export. And generally speaking, there is kind of a bit of bloat down here in a fair number of these sounds. And generally speaking, there could maybe be just a little bit more texture highlight. And these are just sweeping generalizations here. Okay, we're also going to just kind of take down just a bit of the lower frequencies over here. Kind of round out that cut down there. All right. First pass of compression. Gentle, for the most part. We're not going to get a very balanced input on across all of these, but as long as we're catching the peaks of our biggest guys here, we should be good. All right, let's try and move this overdrive up in the queue. Definitely more definition. Bumping into that sweet spot for the input. All right, let's move back into OTT here. Yeah, it's pretty spicy. That's pretty spicy. Okay, that's close. Let's get our delay back in. Let's play with our output on that. Just a bit. Add our space back in. All right, now this is a little off the beaten path, but we're going to take and put a little finishing shine on this thing after that space. The space, the delay and the reverb are being added in such a minimal amount that we can get away with gluing this whole thing together with added saturation. The hope here is that with this maneuver, we can turn some of that ugly OTT digital noise that ends up coming out of it no matter what you do and turn that into breath. That's the hope here. Those are getting better. Just as a quick check-in here, this is what these sounded like a few minutes ago. And this is what those same sounds are sounding like now. So I think we're on the path. Now we don't want to blow these up entirely. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a multimeter on here. We're going to check in on the loudness and just the frequency spectrum and where they're sitting with the goniometer in regards to the stereo spectrum. Nice, super tight. So these are all coming in a little hot on the LUFS right now, and we want to bring those down. So these are not going to have like the ultimate like volume impact of a AAA movie or video game, because we need to leave some room for the mixing and mastering of the final project to take place, right? So what we're going to do here, and this is just in an effort to get a whole bunch of sounds out quickly, is I'm going to listen through these, and as I'm listening through, which will take a few minutes to listen to all of these, it'll probably take... Okay, so it's going to take more than 5 minutes. We'll listen through all of these, and I'm just going to make really fast adjustments to the gain of each individual clip, right? So I might have to stop for a couple seconds here and there just so I don't lose track. But the large majority of this will be like really broad, swift movements. So some things might come in a little bit quieter than you expect or whatever, and we'll deal with all of that in just a few minutes. And before I start, I'm just going to have one last pass visually. These guys right here all look like they can come down just a little bit more. This way I don't have to stop and make adjustments quite as often while the playhead is in motion. And this way, if I run a batch export now, or a batch export across all of these guys, what hits my Finder, like what actually gets exported to my output directory, should all be kind of in a similar dynamic vein. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do now is we're going to just watch our meter. And make some adjustments as we roll through the sounds. Looking for about neg 19 LUFS integrated, which is like an average mean number. Okay, so all of those were a bit over. These are going to come in a bit under. So we're going to take this first batch that we're all over by an average of about 1.5 LUFS, and we're going to bring those guys down. Maybe close to 2 decibels. We're just going to play through the last couple. Those are pretty close. Okay, these 3. Oh, let's check this one. This might be in that same group. No. Okay, these 3 right here, they'll have just a little bit too much tail on them, so I'm going to bring them back because there's a noticeable noise drop in them. That's better. Cool. Okay, this guy, noise drop. I'm going to bring that back a fair bit. That's fine. Oh, noise drop on that one. I'm just hearing a noticeable shift in the noise tail, so I'm just removing them. The duration of the file is just a touch too long. If you just shorten it, then you don't have that audible shift anymore. Okay, these are all coming in hot here. Bring these guys down. An additional 3 or so decibels. It's a little better. These are actually just recordings of Iggy right before he steps up to a deadlift. This one right here was just still a touch hot here. Yeah, so it's this one. I'll just take these down just a little bit more. Next. Those are hot. I can see all of those are hot right now, so I'll just bring those down as a group. Yeah. Okay, this last one here, since it was lower in pitch, you can actually hear this noise drop. The beginning of this one again. Let's bring that up a little bit. A little noise there in the beginning. Better. So many of these are sounding too much alike here. If you're working on similar sounds, you do want some of this repetition, but maybe not all of it. The reason why you want some of it is because of round robins. Like, imagine that you're scoring a scene where you've got the same zombie or monster or creature, and it attacks a few different people in that scene. So you want like the voice and the profile, like all of the delivery of everything to be almost the same, right? Because it's the same creature. Um, so just for like the believability's sake, it's good to have some repetition in there, but not a lot. Not a lot. Okay, so we're going to continue on and listen to the second half of these, but I'm going to start looking at this now kind of through the lens of we've got most of our peaks in line, whether or not this could handle or need like a little bit more control on the peaks. Okay, this space that's on here I think needs to come down just slightly in length. Right now it's at just about 1 second. Take that down just a bit. Okay, these should be their own sounds, so I'm going to chop this. Okay, so there's our 3 sounds. And we're just going to make sure that these now have a top and a bottom on them. See what those sound like. Yeah, those are all good. Ooh. Like freaking jaguar stuff in there. Tom, get good rest, homie. We'll see you on the flip. Thanks for hanging. Oh, that was a double. This one right here, wasn't it? Yeah, it's totally 2. Let's just chop those. All right, so this one needs an out, and this one needs an in. Let's see what those 2 sound like. Yeah. This first one especially, but maybe just all of these hisses. Are these hisses too here? Sort of. They're kind of on the verge. Let's just take down this whole run here. So we're going to start on this guy. We're going to go across to here. I'm going to take all those guys down another 5 dB or so. See how that shakes out for us. Cool. Yeah, we're absolutely going to be able to do this. So I'm just going to put one last little blast. Here, let's see here. Get our threshold down just a little bit. That one had a little push. Let's bring this one up just a little bit. See what that sounds like. Try that again. There we go. Okay, these are all sounding pretty good. Let's check this last little run here. We need to make sure that these aren't going to peak with our last bit of finishing saturation. Fierce. Okay, these guys here all need to come down just a couple. These guys here. Okay, these are like some noisy, hissy kind of sounds. I'm gonna bring these down just a little bit. Try it way down. Wow. Still. All right. All right, so all of these last guys get to come down 2 more dB. And I think we're pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and export one batch of these. And then we're going to get like a kind of a baseline snapshot of what we had on this channel here. So let's say export 181 regions as audio files, and we will call this, let's see here, where are we going to go here? We're going to go into HD, and let's bounce these creatures. Let's put these into day 2. Oh wait, no, I don't want to get too fancy here. Let's go back to ADD, and this was, last year it was in Halloween. Creatures, bounces, new folder, processed. Boom. So we'll call this creature 01 for now. We're not going to have any audio tails, and this should fly by very fast. Sweet. And we can do another pass with some added modulation in there. But I'm also eager just to lay down some new stuff too, instead of just processing older stuff. Step back into here and find our folder. There's processed. So here's all of our new sounds. And we can start listening to these as they're being output. Cool. Okay, so they're sounding okay. And it looks like we'll be done with all of those exports in just a sec. So I'm going to come over here, and we're going to add a tremolo to this whole thing. Might just do a whole nother export of all of these sounds. And then we have the option. Which ones do we want to go through and pull out in like a rattle version, and which ones do we want to leave straight, right? And then I think we'll call it good on these sounds. And then I'd like to just record some fresh sounds and do some stuff that's completely different because all of these are very much the same kind of like, ooh, I'm behind you in the woods kind of a creature. And we need some weird stuff, right? Like we need some stuff that's just like, what in the world is that even? So, and maybe some like screechy type stuff too. We don't have a whole lot of screechy type stuff. Um, so let's do that. Let's go back to it's going to be after OTT. No, it's going to be between supercharger and OTT, and we're going to put a modulation in here, or a modulator. It's going to be a tremolo. And we'll just go ahead and we'll zero out the phase on this. So this is just to get its kind of throat rattle, and we'll put this up around 30-second dotted. Back off the depth of this whole thing. Oh, we're at 60 BPM for this thing here. Let's move this up to like 140. Oh, that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea because we'll have overlapping audio files. Instead, we'll just move this up to like 64. Good kitty. Okay, now all of these should be totally within our LUFS target range because we're now automating the volume down on all of these. So the emotional intensity is greater, but the amplitude intensity is lesser. Still cuts through quite nicely though. Let's up the depth just slightly. Cool, okay, so we're just gonna do a second bounce then, or export of all of these. And we're gonna put those guys into yet another folder. So inside of this process folder, we'll make a new folder and we'll call this rattle. And call this creature rattle 01. No audio tails. Sweet, okay. So now we've got some movement and we've got the plain basic sounds, so we can go ahead and start recording some fresh stuff, which is really where all the fun is at. So while these are exporting, why don't we do one more thing? Because we'll also have to go and get started on the next pack too. We've got two. One is a general creatures pack, and then one is zombie specific. And specific to those, the subset of specific zombie sounds is devouring. It's going to be called Zombie Lunchbox. Thank you, Heidi, for the name. So yeah, it'll be generally just sounds of zombies consuming. So I want to go find some of those and get those into my ear for a minute. Oh, and those I did as just a general stream, I think. So to the live streams we go. Zombie Lunchbox, there we go. And here was the first one, the food gore. I think all of that was got a fair bit. We've got oof. Some entrail gobbling. Some gory attack. Ooh. 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 All right, so there's all of those, and then there's also this other one, the zombie lunchbox guy here. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. The reason why I want to come back and kind of put these sounds in my ear is because what I'd like to do is layer some of these with some more creature sounds, some more vocalizations that are a bit more zombie-esque. So then those sounds would then be compiled within this other collection. So we'll have like this. Right, you got this kind of minimal horde kind of sound. You've got some obvious creature sounds layered in with the sloppy eating, but then I want to get a bit more aggressive and overt in the presence of these creatures around all of these devouring sounds. And then that should fill out that collection pretty nicely. So basically what that tells me is I'm going to need like at least 4 main zombie profiles too. All right. Back to these guys. Let's make sure that these all bounced properly. All right, those sound good. Let's close down this project just because it has a ton of files in it. And, oh, I didn't even save this guy. We're going to save this as ADD. We'll go to creature. We'll go into Halloween. That's where it was. And we'll just call this one creature bounce. So that is all organized now. Shut that one down. So let's get a new one. And again, we got creatures. Cool. So let's get an audio track in here, and we'll stick my mic in here. Hopefully this doesn't break OBS or anything. Back boosted and buffed. Nice. Hope you're doing well over there, Paul. I was just saying I need to go get my new booster soon. All right, so we're going to just record. Maybe I'll do some of those zombie sounds early. Maybe I'll do those now while those sounds are fresh in my head, and then we'll just get into some wild creature stuff. I'd like to get into some kind of sci-fi type stuff too, not just like something dark in the woods or something. So we need some kind of like hungry sounds, I guess, is what we'll start with. New show this coming Saturday. Nice, Paul. That's nice to hear. Check. All right, I know from experience I'm going to need to turn down my mic. Y'all holler at me if I forget to turn it back up after this. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to sound a little bit quiet while I'm recording. That's just so I have lots of space to turn it back up. So take it down to about here. Away we go. It's got to be a weird thing to listen to. All right, so I'm going to listen back to this and just see how general levels were. Good. Okay, cool. I'm going to do a whole bunch more of these. This peak is a little bit. Okay, that's okay. All right, so I'm going to drop down and set up a landing track for all of these. And back up here. Check, check, check. All right. And thank you in advance for tolerating all of my weird chomping, slurping zombie sounds today. Is the season. All right, we'll call those good for right now, and let's just put some effects on there real quick to see. Eating humans, Saf, if you're wondering. I'm eating humans mostly. I mean, I'm assuming that. I mean, if you're a zombie, I hope you're aiming high up and you're kind of stick. Or probably the creature that move this up to the top here a little bit easy. Watch. And first, we're going to roll off. Add just a little bit of a peak. Everything above like 7,500 hertz or so, just to get a little extra mouth noise. All of the processing. be throwing at this thing. I'm going to save this really quick because we'll be using we'll try to craft. All right, so this is going to be day 2. All right, put dehumanizer on. Or actually, before we do that, we're passive compression on. We're just going to listen. The okay, and directly in. And since these first guys are zombies, back in and think I do have a it's a little it's a little too or something. So let's see if we can figure that out. We do okay, so this first one goes to straight. Okay. Not sure if this is the same zombie profile that I made for the other ones, but we're just gonna see. Oh man, a lot of noise. Let's see here. Better. Oh, you can't hear me. Right. Thank you. Mic level. Thank you. I'll turn myself back down again when I'm ready to record. This plugin here that looks like this kind of modular mayhem, this is called Dehumanizer, and it's from Krotos. And what it does is it brings together a handful of processing effects that are usually used in like creature design. So there's ring modulator and pitch shifting. There's a noise generator, some granular processing, a sample trigger, so you can actually layer in creature sounds if you want to. Flanger chorus kind of combo effect, delay pitch shift, a scrubbing convolution, which is kind of where you make a weird like pitch bend kind of sound out of changing the shape of a reverb space, and then there's also spectral shifting and a vocoder. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shape all of this stuff. Yeah, they've also got another one called Reformer Pro, which I've also got, but it'll crash. It'll probably crash Logic. And what that does is it uses sound as a trigger input. And what I mean by that is that you can load up a sample or a few samples kind of layered together in an interesting way, and then use your voice as a trigger gate for that. So in other words, if you had a growl of a panther and, I don't know, a fart of an elephant, you could layer those together, and I could go rah into a microphone, and it would open the gate and allow those sounds to come through in the shape and amplitude shape that my mouth has created, like my voice has created, and it will trigger the sample playback kind of in that same shape ish. So those two tools used together, the Reformer Pro and the Dehumanizer, those two things together are like very, very powerful. Especially, and I guess I really haven't shared this too often, but it's really, really powerful for like UI design, like futuristic UI design and stuff like that. Because you can put in, like, you can load up some modular sounds as like the root sounds that you're going to be triggering with your voice, and then you can act out those sounds in really interesting ways. Um, yeah, it's fun to hack their tools. They make some really, really fun production stuff. Yeah, Saf. Yeah, that just doesn't even sound good. So we're gonna start over. I'm just gonna build a new thing. Maybe growls, roars, dialogues, monsters, goblins. Oh wow, wild. I'm just flipping through presets for a second. This is convoluted otter dialogue. What in the world? All right, let's make something. Do these guys have any? What is a gnar? Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I kind of like this one. I mean, it's a little low. Um, but hey, what are you gonna do? Let's see here. Let's take OTT off. Okay, so what we really need here is I need a bypass track, which means I need something that is going to go directly to the out, and I don't have that. So I'm going to create that. I'm just going to add one here. We're going to go directly to the output here. That's better. Okay, now let's turn down some of these other guys. What is this one? Granular. So now we're only listening to this granular layer here. I'm going to bring up the density variation on this a bit. And maybe our grain pitch I'll bring up as well. Ooh, that's better. I like that. I'm going to bring up the volume of that too. Yeah, let's... Okay, this pitch shifting, we're going to listen to this pitch shifter. I'm just making it less deep, just bringing it up in pitch a bit. That's better. Okay, and we'll bring that back into the mix here. Okay, second layer of granular. Let's just listen to that. I'm just bringing up the density a whole bunch. And then I'm adding just a slight amount of variation to that density, and that's going to kind of create the illusion of like something actually being chomped in there. So it'll help it sit a little bit better with some of those food gore sounds. Okay, so now let's listen to that in context again. This is getting better. Okay, so this scrubbing convolution is next. We're not getting anything from this. Why are we not getting anything from this? We've got just too low. Is there something else in this chain? No. Oh, there it is. I guess maybe it is just too low. And I would like that to happen faster, so I'm going to bring this over here. This is a, there's a pig squeal in here. It's happening pretty darn quickly. So let's, how about we do maybe an RMS level instead? It's really not doing much for us here. Moving on. This pitch delay is the next layer. So we're going to solo this and listen to this really quick. Yeah, this delay time is a little weird. Not gonna lie. Sorry, this is so quiet here, folks. I'm gonna take the delay time down just a little bit. I'm bumping the octaves up. So this is gonna be for our mouth noises, and we're gonna bring that all back in context. Okay, lastly, we've got one more here. Where is this one? I guess that's it, because the last one is our bypass channel. So these don't sound too bad. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open up our multimeter here, and we're just going to take a look at our levels and make sure that we're okay here. We have lots of room to beef these up. Okay. So what I'm going to do, so since there are a few peaks here that are quite a bit bigger than others, and we know we want to be able to run a big batch process on these, just going to shape our saturation really quick, and then we're going to split these clips. That's good right there. And we'll just do this in 2 swift movements here. That looks mostly okay. Let's get rid of these. 17 regions. I guess that looks close to about right here. And let's do the same over here. So let's listen through. Make sure we like that. Yeah, those are good. All right, let's do the same over here. We'll just use that same parameter set. These look pretty good. This is another 48 regions here. So tally that all up, and we've got 65 sounds that we just created. So let's put an in and an out on each one of those. Cool, okay. And now we're going to make these big. We're just going to try and make these a bit bigger. So for this one, why don't we go for last time we went with a sample delay. This time let's go with a tape delay on these guys. Tempo sync off. Bring us down to a really short form delay time. Oh, that sounds all sorts of wrong, huh? Too much, too much. Getting there. Okay, so just a little bit of something for our reverb to hold on to. Put this into some space here for us. So maybe a medium space, and let's go into, we were liking the sound of the skin drum. So let's go ahead and use the same one, create a little more continuity between these guys here. And we'll tap down the highs and lows, give this a small amount of pre-delay. And this length is going to be too high. Right now it's at almost 2 seconds. Let's dip this down to like 0.8 or so. See how we like that. And we're also going to just bring up the reverb to our liking here. See, that delay and that pitch shifting and stuff is starting to kind of coalesce into this um, really tough to describe kind of smearing of sounds. Which that should feel really, really good when juxtaposed with the food sounds. Cool. Heidi! Lunch Goblin, you're here. Yeah, these are going to be some of the zombie sounds to round out the zombie lunchbox collection. Thank you again for the name, that one. Oh, that's still just a little bit too much space, isn't it? Okay, so now what we're going to do, just like the other ones, just to try and keep some sense of coherence between all of these, we're going to add just a touch of finishing saturation and a little bit of glue compression. Okay, that delay is just a little too hot. There we go. Let's spread that out just a little bit more. We're going to get those high frequencies up a bit too. We're going to cut out just a little bit more of those low frequencies, see if we can cancel some of that phase effect. Disco. That's the ticket right there. So that phasey delay thing, it's so quick and it's moving inside of the reverb just so, like, and it's delayed just enough through the pre-delay that it gives it this kind of liquidy, kind of slurpy quality. That's nice. That's nice. Just add brains. Slurpalicious. Yum, 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 yum. All right, so I think these are like fairly okay here. I think what we're going to do is click save, and we're going to export these really quick as zombie sounds. So we're going to have a couple of bounce buckets here. First one, let's get into ADD. We'll call this zombies. Does that feel right? Zombies. Yeah, we'll give it its own. Okay, and in here, let's just create a call a. Oh wait, this is in. I am in day 2. Hold on, let's go back. So where I'm supposed to be here is in creatures, I guess. Day 2. Okay. So new folder, and we'll call this zombies. And we're going to say zombie 1. And audio tail, yes. Actually, I don't know that we have any. Not sure that we have any sounds in here that would actually need big enough for tail. say no. We'll see how that sounds. So this is going to be 65 new zombie eating sounds. Hitting the old inbox here. So creatures, creator kit day 2. And here's our zombies folder. Boom. Okay, let's give these a listen. Okay, cool. So these all sound okay, and that export is just about done running here. So I'm going to go ahead and start a batch rename process on these, and we'll just call this zombie eating. So we will rename 65, and we will say replace zombie with zombie eating. Sweet, and that is done. So now let's make some more creature sounds, some general creature sounds, because I feel like that is going to round out our zombie stuff pretty well. Let's just take a quick look. We've got okay, so we've got 41, and we're going to add that to give or take 33. That's 150. Okay, so we'll be coming in close to a couple hundred sounds probably on the lunchbox, which is great because it's specific to just one kind of creature. I'm digging that. Now we're just going to spend a little bit of time on general creature design then. Check. We have lots of bone breaking. We've got where'd that go? Where is that? Oh, zombie lunchbox right here. So we've got lots and lots of bone breaking and stuff. Takes just a second to get your tooth through the bone every once in a while, huh? Yo, Sinova, welcome in. So see, now what we'll do afterwards is we'll toss a lot of these into Audio Design Desk, and we will take and we'll put a lot of these, which we just bounced. We'll be triggering those the same exact way that we triggered all of these sounds, all of these different food gore sounds together in wild and creative ways. And it'll give us just an unbelievable amount of really good stuff very quickly. So, and we could do that together. Maybe we could do that on stream together on Wednesday, maybe this week, is just triggering more complete sounds and then polishing them. Paul. Some bones take hours of gnawing, but so worth it, especially if victim likes red wine. Yes. Yeah, so Paul, that's exactly the recipe that we'll be following. We'll be taking, first we took the food recordings and we triggered them in multiple ways to combine them to create the different types of gnawing and gnashing and breaking and devouring. And now we're going to layer in the individual zombie sounds, and then we'll layer in multiple zombie and vocalization sounds to create the horde uh, scenes. So it kind of quickly escalates, I guess, in similar fashion to a zombie outbreak. All right, so now we need to go in a totally different direction and do more general creature design. And right now we've got hundreds of files of like the creature in the woods, the kind of thing. So now what we need is maybe like some swampy stuff, maybe some alien stuff, maybe just some weird like high pitched creature hybrid weirdness stuff too. The screechy, squelchy kind of weird stuff. Watching most Marvel franchises requires a tasty humor. That's funny. That's good stuff. All right, so we're going to record, and we're going to bring down the volume of my mic. You guys try and help me remember to turn back up my mic after this next one. Quiet Boy, hush. Welcome in. Happy Monday to you. All right, again, I have no idea what's about to fall out of me. So I apologize to your ear holes in advance. Bringing down the mic volume. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. Ah. Ah. Oh. Ah. Mm. Huh? Oh. Ah. Ah. Oh. Mm. 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 All right. So we're gonna take these. We're gonna set them on the pad over here down, and just a couple of random patches. See some really weird. Let's try some of these like alien language things. I want to find a couple of happy accident spelling for. I don't think we're doing weird digital. Okay, now these guys. All right. I think we're going to make our own. I'm never all that happy. Just the. So let's do a ring modulator first. We're going to set up our first bypass back of where we started, and we're going to load up a in this first layer, and we're and we're gonna that up a little bit. April Knight, welcome, man. Happy Monday. Up with general. Level that. going to keep this there. Next. And let's go way up on the green. Ooh. Bring down the. I know that's very quiet. I can call. Okay, so now that we've got that, get a pitch shifter in here. I'm gonna make part of this pretty dark and big. Okay, so this, keep it way down in volume. This is going to give us a little bit of gravity to work. I'm going to take a second, or I guess we could connect that up right below this guy. Oh, volume. Thank you, Javar. It's tough to remember for some reason to turn it back up after recording. Oh, Heidi. You know what's funny is my little creature sounds have been in so many different things over the years. It is weird to hear them all. All right, so let's deal with our pitch shifting here. Go up a bit. Okay, we're going to bring up the volume on this one. So this is going to be like a slightly delayed layer here. Okay, so now this whole thing, we're going to have to run all of this now through some kind of spectral thing too. Okay, so granular, our two different pitch shifts. This one comes next in line. Let's add one more layer, and this one's going to be our spectral. We might combine a second process here. Let's go ahead and solo this one. Yo, Pillar Assault. Welcome in. Happy Monday to you. Okay, so all we're doing here is we're kind of shifting down the pitch here. All right, let's hear that in context. That's a pretty interesting guy. Okay, we're gonna break this connection here with this first pitch shift. And instead, what we're gonna do is run out of the granular into the pitch shift, back out to our output. Uh-huh. All right. Let's take and add with this ring modulator layer here. To go into a sample trigger, and in our sample trigger, I don't know if a pig squeal is the right one. Solo these. And let's get into maybe more like a parrot or something, huh? Okay, so that would be just a bit too much. Let's do a... Metal case. Great. Horse processed. Horse snort processed. Okay, we're gonna... All right, we're gonna bring that down a bit and bring the pitch up a bit. Okay, we're gonna unsolo this, and we're gonna bring this in at a low level. We'll keep the ring modulator part up though. Oh, no. Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. We should not have this delay in there. That's my bad. And that's not good either. Let's get into maybe an envelope follower, and let's get our... maybe back to peak here. Ooh, that's close. Closer. Okay, not a fan of the loop here. Not a fan of the loop. Let's see if we can figure out how to get this guy to do its thing the right way for us here. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. It's not the right shape of sound. I'm just kind of forcing it. I think I'll probably just layer in something on its own. Breath might be kind of interesting, though. Let's reverse that. Nah, it's just all forced. Let's get this out and let's put in. This is coming through our ring modulator. Just go old school. We'll put a little flange chorus in there. Sauce it up a bit. And just dial in our modulation rate and stuff here. It's a bit more natural. Natural. Not much natural here. Zombie Lunchbox does need a thermos. Do you guys want a sneak peek of what the art will probably look like for Zombie Lunchbox? This is a ridiculous picture, by the way. This is ridiculous. Let me see if I can find. Oh boy. Where is this? Okay. Oh yeah, here it is. Here you go. Look at this guy. Isn't that just awful? Yeah, so I think that that's going to be the hero of the Zombie Lunchbox pack. Still can't get over the name, Heidi. Absolutely hilarious. Iron Imp! Iron Imp! You've started to wonder about some things that you've heard. For coffee. The Zombie Lunchbox needs a thermos for coffee. Just to be perfectly clear, right? Yeah, you got to keep them caffeinated. Slow zombies are too easy. It does look like a zombie version of the Joker. Ooh, zombie takeout. Oh, man. That's a great name. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Okay, what kind of creature is this? What kind of creature is this? Let's go into this first pitch shifter and take up 1 octave. See what it feels like with a little less gravity in there. A little more Schmeagol kind of. Yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan of these guys right now. So I think what I'm going to do is, what if we go up just like an octave or so and just see what these things feel like up here. There we go. It's a little better. And some of them are happening a little quickly, but we can fix that. Oh, there's some threshold stuff happening here, though. Let's bring these down a bit. Modulator, creator, down a bit. Pitch shift, definitely. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? There are, ooh, zombie lunch ticket. I like that. Iron Imp, there are some good nature libraries out there. Lots, actually. Ooh, there we go. We're getting there. Oh, that was weird. Delay time is a little too short, maybe? Ooh. There we go. All right, these guys are kind of cute but deadly. Not sure if it's really worth chasing this or not. I have an idea. I will only chase this for another moment. Let's see here. Came in here with an idea. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, where was that? That was probably the phaser. Ludex, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. You know what? I think I'll come back to these little cute guys when I have a bit more intention in my mind for them. But those are some funny little characters. All right, let's mute this guy, and let's think about what kind of sounds are going to be required there. Well, hello, Ryan from AJR. How are you today? Brain curry. Caffeinated brains. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, you can find a fair bit of the Foley stuff on Splice nowadays, now that so much Foley has made its way into like perk design and stuff. It sounds like a zombie balloon animal. Oh, yeah, Iron Imp. So basically what's happening here is I'll give you a little insight into the actual projects. There's two, which might explain why it feels a little all over the place. There's two. One is a general creature pack, which is, let me give you a little visual for this. One is going to be general, like these guys, like nondescript. They're weird. They're in the woods. They're after you. They're in the dark. They're under your bed. They're probably going to have lots of growls and moaning and chittering and stuff like that. And then the other is going to be called Zombie Lunchbox, and it's much more specific. Buzzazord, welcome in. The other one is much more specific. It's very narrow in scope. It's zombies, and specifically it's zombies devouring things because it's called Zombie Lunchbox. So, long story short, we've got two groups of sounds. We recorded a whole bunch of high quality food gore sounds first, right? And then we flipped, in a recent live stream, we flipped a bunch of those food gore sounds into these layered sounds, like bones breaking and chomping into guts and bones and muscles and stuff, like these things. And there's all sorts. There's really sloppy ones. And there's stuff, you know, hitting the floor and whatnot. Anyway, those, there's another collection of sounds like that, and those will then be combined with some of these other guys. These zombie eating sounds, which we've just recorded a matter of minutes ago. So these will then be brought into yet another session in Audio Design Desk, and we'll trigger these on the fly in real time with all of those other like devouring sounds, and we'll create from minimal to complex. We'll do individual zombies eating, tasting, slurping, whatever, into devouring, and then we'll get into some hordes, right? So there'll be a couple few hundred files in that one. And then the other one that's going to drop next week is going to be just general creature sounds. And those are going to range. We've got some here. There's like some breathing here. And some rattled breathing, of course. And some weird-ass chittering. And some weird-ass rattled chittering. Ugh, it's just like they're going to eat you. And then a bunch of growls and rattle growls, right? And some hissing and some rattle hissing. So now what we're going to do is, oh, we've got this other one. Wherever those went. We've got a whole bunch of others that we just bounced, like a few hundred, maybe 400 or something like that, of general kind of creature sounds like that. So now we want to get into some weirder stuff, some kind of squealing, screeching, screaming, maybe a little bit more weird, chittery, kind of hybrid creature stuff. Yeah, goblinoids and beasties. Yes, pitch down watermelon schwarfing. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, the end result is that you've got a fair bit of variety, right? So it's got a good overall value from a production standpoint. But then there will also be a lot of continuity and some repetitious stuff in there for round robins, right? So you can have one zombie have a whole bunch of moves, so you don't have the same chomp again and again and again. Kind of up the production value for people. COD zombie type beat. Yeah. Saf, we talked about doing some more ghosts, but I think that's a next year thing. I think it's a next year thing. We got to pick and choose. You can only do so many each spooky season, and you got to get the stuff out in advance. Like these last two packs are dropping later than most commercial work would like, right? But it'll still be in time for some indie stuff. But we've dropped several different horror themed packs over the past several weeks. So, all right. So back into some weirdness. Let's just record like the wild, the weird, wackadoo shit for a few. Yeah, yeah, some wails and hisses and stuff we did. There was a fair bit of that included in the one that's shipping today. And that's Haunted Volume 2, and that's a combo pack of sound design elements and music construction kit. E atonal, lots of, the classics, the Brahms, the jump scares, the scrapes, um, the wailing, the moaning transitions, the deep dark impacts, the industrial beats, the filter swept bass lines, all of the classic tropes and a whole bunch of just kind of like mind melting modern stuff in there too, which people I'm sure will appreciate. Yeah, exactly. Just to round out the collection, you got to get some really like off-putting, really unsettling, like metallic stuff, squeal type stuff. Yeah, you got to. The squirrel carved pumpkins. No, I don't think you told us, Heidi. Yeah, I don't think you told us. You just design a pumpkin with peanut butter filled holes. and then and then you wake up in the morning and your pumpkin is carved for you. Is basically what you're saying. They will eat all of the peanut butter. You know what? I would actually try that here, but we have too many squirrels. I don't think it would look very good the next morning. We have a lot of squirrels here. A lot of squirrels. Did I mention we have a lot of squirrels? It would be terrifying. I'm just envisioning like someone recording this with like their at-home security camera too of like all of these squirrels just like oh, I can't really even imagine. All right, I need to turn down my volume on my mic again to do some recording. And as usual, I will have no idea what's coming out of my mouth until it's actually coming out of my mouth. So I apologize in advance. Ooh. Sound really better. Bring back up my mic volume. Look at me remembering. All right, so this one, just to test it really quick, because I'm not a big screamer, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch this a bit. And then after it's done doing its thing here, we'll see about chopping and pitching these things. And then the bushy-tailed hordes. I love it, Iron Imp. Okay, who wants to send in some screams? I think what I'll do... Oh, ghostly howl. I think what I'm going to do is set up a scream session here after these next couple of meetings and just scream my bloody head off. And then pitch shift that up an octave to get some kind of female tones out of it and process the heck out of those things. So I think that'll probably happen later today. And then let's plan on this. On Wednesday, let's regroup. We'll run through a whole bunch of sounds that we bounced today, and we will put them inside of Audio Design Desk and trigger them somewhat randomly, somewhat with intention, and see what kind of general awesomeness we get up to for all these zombie things. Because I think that that's going to be just as fun as when we made all of these sounds. It should be a good time. Saf, take care, homie. Oh, Iron Imp has got something here. It's kind of hard to explain this trick since it's a physical thing, like a vocal fry. But if you seize up the muscles around your vocal cords and then suck in air, you can get some nasty shrieks. They're not loud, but preamps. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like that. Yeah, kind of like squeal, kind of. We did some really weird chittery type sounds. We could probably elongate some of those, running through some feedback. That'd be some really weird, twisted, haunting kind of stuff too. Yeah, Heidi, go for it. Scream blood-curdling screams and send them my way. I will be happy to include them if you want. All right, I need to start making my way toward my next meeting. But before I do that, let's find someone to raid. See who's up today. See who's doing something fun. That's true. You could just go record a playground. Absolutely. Wait, is nobody streaming? Is that really what Twitch is trying to tell me? Nobody is streaming? I don't believe that. All right, folks. Who is streaming today? Let's go see. Wow, yeah, there's not many people. Wow. I wonder what's up with that. Anybody see anything good? Streaming wise? I really don't. That's really weird. Dirty Bird's up. Relics. Wow, it's just like music streaming, not even making. All right, I'm going to drop you guys off with Dirty Bird, see what kind of music they're spinning today. Maybe it'll be good. Oh, it's just a music stream. Wow, I wonder why no one's streaming today. All right, Jafar. coming in with a suggestion here. Here we go. You guys, I appreciate you. I will see you in a couple of days on Wednesday, hump day. And until then, stay inspired, make some awesome stuff. And we will reconvene to play with zombies. I'll see you guys in just a couple of days. Peace out.